Okay guys, I'm going to do a mod video on the Braha industries-iQuad, and this is a nice little quad here. I was flying it at my Christmas party and I noticed that there was a little bit of dew on top of the grass. So what I did was I obviously didn't want the water getting onto the board, so I cut out this little piece of plastic right here and I cut it out so that the on and off switch can still go through the piece, so I still have access to that. But it also covers the board at the same time, which eliminates the problem that I was having. And to connect it to the quad, I used some Scotch tape, and that seemed to work fine for quite a few flights, and then it started to peel off. So for long periods of time, I would use these little rubber bands that come with the rainbow looms that are out now. I just had a bunch laying around from my sisters, so these seem to be working pretty good. They don't really look very well though, so if you're going for looks, I would use this. But if you want them to stay on for a while, definitely use the rubber bands. The rubber bands kind of hold it pretty good. It really depends on how you wrap them around, but the Scotch tape is also pretty good. Now, another problem I was having with this is the reason why I haven't done a flight video, actually. Two reasons. The first is I still have not figured out a way to film the flight video adequately because I like to fly in high rates, and this thing is literally going at like that angle when it's in high rates. It's so quick, flying everywhere, it's a little crazy. So I can't like videotape it while I'm flying, so my friend's gonna come over and film me. And also another problem I'm having, which I already showed you guys on my Facebook, is this little thing right here, the actual solder point where the motor wire is connected to, melted because the motors get really hot. And we soldered that back together. It works fine now, but because of the drawing differences, rather, this wire has now came disconnected because it melted right through it. So tomorrow we're going to solder that back on. I really need to get my own soldering gun, but that is on the way. I have ordered one, so this is going to be connected back to there, and then we should be fine. Everything still works on it though. There is the 6-axis trying to find a point to connect to. So another problem I was having, which is the overheating problem. I wish there was little like heat sinks you could connect to these somehow. If anybody can find a solution for that, that'd be great. But because I don't have a soldering gun, I was using hot glue originally I stripped the wire and then I wrapped the wire around the soldering point, and I used some hot glue. This is a huge hot glue gun, by the way, guys. If you're going to be doing small stuff like this, get a small hot glue gun. This is way too big. This is for my foam board builds. But if you're going to be using hot glue, just don't even use it for this, because I found out that within my first flight it melted right off because the motors heat up so much. I didn't originally know that was the problem though, so this is out of the question if you're going to be repairing these. Then I switch over to some 527, and this is dangerous stuff right here. I definitely wouldn't use this for fixing these unless you're attaching like the canopy here back on or something. This is really flammable, and I found that out the hard way by stripping the wire and wrapping it around the solder point, and then wrapping the stripped wire around it. And this stuff actually lit up. We almost had a little mini fire, but wouldn't use this. Works really well for everything else except for direct contact electronics. So those are some of the modifications I've done and some of the initial problems with this quad. So there you guys go. I will have a flight video coming up soon. Yeah, so I have the SD's Proto X in the mail. I also have an SD Synchro X, so I will be doing a review and comparison video on those this next Thursday. So be prepared for that. I will try to create some way to do a flight video for these, but yeah, so that's what's coming up next.